So I once got stinky cheese and stinky bean curd,
otherwise known as tofu,
mixed. It's actually a pretty funny story. It went something like this. Yeah, it seems like most of the world is either a cheese lover or a tofu lover.
but probably not both.
So everybody likes cheese. Well, most everyone. Actually, that's not entirely true. Some people in China don't like cheese. Say, everyone, or most everyone. That may be somewhat of an exaggeration. So it's hard to base a love for cheese on anything other than personal experience. And my personal experience is pretty much limited to where I've been, what I've done, my own timeless Errol Flynn mustache, my MP3 collection, 49 socks in my drawer, none of which match, my love for all things 80s, David Hasselhoff is still cool, and of course my inability to successfully blame my farts on others. I suppose if you don't grow up with something, you have no reason to like it or try it.
Of course, that probably goes both ways for cheese and tofu.
Let me explain.
You see, I enjoy bite-sized chunks of life in all the splendor that is stinky cheese. You see, a good cheese should send a little shiver up your spine that makes you go, whoo, that's good.
I love that feeling. Don't get me wrong, millions of people around the world love tofu or bean curd.
I just don't happen to be one of them. Unfortunately, my love for cheese has occasionally landed me in more trouble than the protagonist in a Harlequin novel. You see, one day I was out in a supermarket in Hong Kong with a good buddy of mine, Kevin, and we ran across some cheese. The good stuff. And of course I pointed it out, my buddy remembered this, and as fate would have it, later on I was invited to his house for Chinese New Year dinner. The question was asked.
Is there any food in particular you'd like?
Now at the time I didn't realize it, but I was actually buying my ticket on
I'll take my chances there.
You see, my friend Kevin remembered the cheese I liked. And later, when his mother-in-law asked me, what food does your friend like? He remembered and told her. Translated into Chinese, of course. As somehow, stinky cheese got translated into stinky bean curd, stinky tofu. You see where this is going.
But of course, no one realized it at the time.
So the night of the big dinner arrives, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm dressed in my Sunday best, the guests are all there, the table is set, everything smells wonderful, and completely everyone is ignorant of the duplicitous swap of appetizer.
豆腐很好吃. Is it?
So we're all at the table. Everybody's sitting down, the food's getting served, and his mother-in-law walks in with the biggest tray of tofu I have ever seen. And she sits it right in front of me. Now mind you, it only took my mind about 3 seconds to connect the dots. I told Kevin, he told his mother-in-law, something got mistranslated, and of course it didn't matter at that point. Because the look on my face probably told the complete story and probably looked as if she had set the table with a fine selection of garden gnomes.
Say what?
Of course I get it. A mistake was made. But rectifying this from my point of view at this point was a bit more tricky. is not quite the same thing as when Jesus turned water into wine. Turning stinky cheese into stinky tofu requires that I eat it. Well, at least if I want to sour feelings, which I did. But there are many more disgusting things I would rather put in my mouth.
Do you want a chicken foot?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Again, not helpful, because at this point all eyes were on me as she set that big plate right in front of me, leaving me with a dreadful choice.
Eat it or politely refuse.
Hi. Wow, that e-bike had tires like that on it. That's pretty cool. Of course, refusal was not an option. This giant plate of stinky lion's carcass or whatever is in tofu. What is tofu anyway? Stinky bean curd required my immediate attention, and it wasn't like I could just sit there, cover my ears, and la 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 sing some sea shanties or something. I had to eat it. There's no choice. I had to do it.
It's like being offered a fake Rolex and then trying to maintain a smile on your face as you vigorously shake your hand to charge it.
I make no conclusions or comparisons to the taste of the stuff I was about to imbibe. But of course, you can feel free. You see, one bite wasn't going to do it because Kevin's mother-in-law had gone out of her way to buy my favorite. No, I needed to get in there and shovel it in.
Nope, I had to swim in it like a carp and gulp it down.
It was vilifyingly nasty. I mean, the consistency was right up there with fresh roadkill.
With just a hint of ginger.
Or maybe something like, yeah. And yet Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan Kenobi himself, couldn't have delivered a better performance. I smiled the whole time, kept the enjoyment and the pure pleasure on my face as I gulped it down. Yes. So this would be the point, well, post-money shot, I should say, where the credits should roll and the story's over. But it wasn't, actually. The rest of the evening was pretty good. My palate was cleansed. I had a good time. And although I had to choke down something astronomically disgusting, still had a great time. So what did I learn? What's the moral of the story?
Yeah, there is none.
A simple misunderstanding can have drastic repercussions if you let it. So don't let it. You know what? To this day, my buddy Kevin and his mother-in-law, we still have a good relationship because I swallowed my pride.
And a liberal amount of bean curd.
And I didn't let it affect it. So yeah, I had to eat something disgusting. And maybe that is the moral of the story. Don't be afraid to try something new. You never know. You may like it. May not. I'm never eating tofu again. But hey, I appreciate you guys watching me. Like anything else, stay frosty. We'll see you next time. It's amazing the mileage you can get out of a chicken foot on a chopstick. I'm thinking about starting a small collection. Maybe if I get 11 more of them on a chopstick, I can have like a bouquet of long stem roses, long stem chicken feet for next Valentine's Day. Oh yeah, now that's romantic. He's a little gnarly though.